Hello, good evening Tribuners. Welcome back with me UTARA in Indonesian News of Tribun Lampung. We will present you an updating and interesting information from every place in Indonesia. And here the complete news. The first news is Batu Ampar Waterfall Tour in Lingga is full of visitors. The Batu Ampar Waterfall Tour in Lingga Regency, Riau Islands Province was flooded with visitors on Sunday, May 8, 2022. A number of visitors who come are mostly residents around Sekadau Island. The day before ending their Eid leave, they filled their vacation to Batu Ampar tourism by swimming or just hanging out with their family. This one tour is indeed a favorite place for residents when feeling long holidays or weekends. The charm of the cool water that comes from the original mountains presents an extraordinary sensation for visitors who bathe and swim here. Yogo is one of the visitors who spend time enjoying the coolness of the water in this natural bath. He and his friends had planned it earlier to fill the holiday at the end of the Eid holiday. Indeed, this one tour he had often visited, but it did not make him bored. Likewise with Rido, prior to this tour, he invited his friend to swim here. With very cheap travel fares, this is the choice when visiting here. The atmosphere of this tour is even more boisterous in the afternoon. Residents from several areas of Sekadau Island keep coming to bring their family or friends here. The next news is one-way traffic engineering and odd-even traffic, the homecoming flow are ending. The traffic coordinator of the Republic of Indonesia Police has officially ended the engineering of one-way and odd-even traffic during the 2022 Lebaran homecoming traffic from the Kalikangkung toll route to the Jakarta-Cikampek toll route since Monday, May 9, 2022 in the morning. The head of the Public Relations Division of the Indonesian National Police, Police Inspector General Dedi Prasetyo said that the traffic flow along the toll route was still busy after the revocation of one-way at 7 o'clock a.m. Dedi conveyed the revocation of the one-way status after seeing the result of observation, which showed a decrease in vehicles volume during the return flow of Lebaran homecoming. As previously reported, the Indonesian National Police decided to end the engineering of one-way and odd-even traffic during the 2022 Eid homecoming flow from the Kalikangkung toll route to the Jakarta-Cikampek toll route. The head of the Traffic Corps of the Republic of Indonesia Police, Inspector General Police Firman Santia Budi, said that this policy was taken after seeing traffic condition when the return flow had started to run smoothly. Firman said that the one-way policy had not been enforced since 12:30 a.m. On the other hand, the Kalikangkung toll route to the Jakarta-Cikampek toll route can now be used for two lanes. The next news is the returns of homecomers in the district of Sekadau is increasing. Backflow in Sekadau Regency The next news is the return of homecomers in the district of Sekadau is increasing. Backflow in Sekadau Regency, West Kalimantan is increasing. The peak of the return flow at the Lawang Kuari Sekadau Terminal is from Saturday until Sunday, from the 7th to the 8th of May 2022. Abang Ramli, an officer at Lawang Kuari Terminal at Sekadau, said that the peak flow for the Eid holiday this time had started on Saturday, May 7th. By route Sekadau Singkawang and Sambas, this increase has occurred since the last 2 years, where the flow of homecoming and returning has decreased due to the COVID-19 pandemic. He revealed for the flow of going back and forth this time is not too long period of time. Only about a week. This is because apart from buses, there are also a number of taxis with either yellow or black plates. So in particular, there are not too many passengers heading to Pontianak at the Lawang Kuari Sekadau Terminal. Ramli estimates that this year return flow will be more than 1,000 people who will return to the district of Sintang, Sekadau, and Melawi. The next news is the North KAYONG Resort Police Chief visit the homecoming service post in Sukadana. The head of the North KAYONG Resort Police Grand Commissioner Adjutant Arif Hidayat made a visit and ensured the security and readiness of the integrated service post to anticipate the homecoming flow at the Sukadana Sub-District Port on Friday, May 6, 2022. During the visit, the head of the KAYONG UTARA the supply said the checking activities were to ensure the readiness of the integrated service post of the Sukadana port. During the visit, the head of the KAYONG UTARA Resort Police also confirmed and checked the readiness of homecoming flow and the departure schedule for the Eid al-Fitr holiday 1443 Hijriah. During the visit, the head of the KAYONG UTARA Resort Police also hoped that the existence of a service post at the Sukadana port could establish good intersectoral collaboration in providing services and synergies between relevant agencies ahead of the return flow for Eid al-Fitr 1443 Hijriah or 2022. The next news is floods cause traffic jams around the district court of the Surakarta city. The flood, which occurred west of the Surakarta City District Court, had created a traffic jam of approximately 0.6 kilometers from the Novotel Hotel Quarter to the Sriwedari Stadium Solo. Head of Traffic Ari Wibowo said that currently the traffic flow along Slamet Riyadi route, especially in front of the Surakarta District Court, is starting to run smoothly. According to him, because several vehicles were desperate to hit the flood, both two-wheel and four-wheel motorcycles broke down. Meanwhile, the head of the Solo BPBD Daily, Niko Agus Putranto, said that several main routes in Solo were flooded during heavy rains. This includes Supomo route around the Solo District Court, Mohiamin route, Gajah Mada, and Yosodiporo route. He also admitted that he was carrying out an inventory of a number of points that experienced flooding. Previously, the city of Solo was drenched in heavy rain for 2 hours, starting from 2 o'clock p.m. until 4 o'clock p.m. As a result, flooding occurred at several points. One of them is in addition to Surakarta District Court. Floods up to the calf of an adult made roads jam and motorbikes broke down. The next news is all state civil servants within the scope of Depok City government undergo an antigen swab. All state civil servants within the Depok City government underwent an antigen swab at City Hall, Pancoramas, Depok City on Monday, May 9, 2022. The antigen swab was carried out to determine whether there were no any state civil servants in Depok City government who were indicated to be COVID-19 after undergoing the Eid al-Fitr holiday 1443 Hijriah. Depok Major Muhammad Idris said this activity must be carried out before state civil servants start work activities in providing services to the community. There are 3 locations where the antigen swab will be held, namely in front of the UN counter, VIP parking for the regional secretary, and the Lotus Hall, City Hall building, Pancoran Mas, Depok City. It is said that those who took part in the antigen swab were all state civil servants of the Depok City government, including teachers. However, for teachers, the antigen swab will be carried out on Tuesday, May 10, 2022. If later it is found that there are state civil servants whose antigen swab results are positive, then state interest, the PCR test will be continued. If the PCR result is positive, it is continued with isolation. The last news is, the perpetrators of the persecution to the Biding resident have been arrested by the police. After 2 days on the run, the perpetrators of the persecution that attacked the resident of Buding, Kalikangkung were arrested on Sunday, May 8, 2022. He was arrested when he was about to cross to Jakarta via Pangkal Balam Port, Pangkal Pinang. Its Belitung Resort Police Chief Police Grand Commissioner Adjutant Taufik Nur Isya, accompanied by the head of the Criminal Investigation Unit, First Police Fajar Riansah Prataba, and the Kalikangkung Police Chief Police Commissioner Adjutant Morhan revealed that after the perpetrator carried out his action, he immediately fled to Pongo via the Nasik Strait. After that, the perpetrator went straight to Pangkal Balan. It is also known that he had sold his motorbike before fleeing to Bangka. When arrested, the perpetrator was known to have made minor resistance but was immediately paralyzed by officers. Then the perpetrators were immediately taken to Belitung Island by boat. Regarding the motive used by the perpetrator, Taufik explained that his party is still investigating it, because the reconstruction of the incident tonight has not been completely. The reconstruction process was carried out at the victim's house starting at 40 minutes past 7 p.m. The reconstruction process attracted a lot of public attention because thousands of people were watching the reconstruction from afar. Well, I think that's all the news for today with me, Mutiara. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.